real windy tonight. Oh man. So what happened today? So let's see. Ukraine got hacked. Ministry of Defense, well, not hacked really. They say it's a hack when popular media likes to call it a hack, but it's just a DDoS attack. Which I'm sure, if you want to get through the cloud providers and DDoS protection, I'm sure it's a feat of its own, but I don't know if you'd consider it a hack if it's, when I think of DDoS, I think of some, 15-year-old kid in his apartment. Whatever. Some 15-year-old kid with control of a botnet trying to stop somebody from playing CSGO. But I'm sure, this time around it's like nation-state level, so, yeah. But, Ukraine got DDoS today. There's a couple state banks taken offline. Also the Ministry of Defense website, but it was pretty brief. I think it only lasted a couple hours. So, I want to call that a hack. We call it a hack. The conspiracy would be if the DDoS was orchestrated by the IC to intelligence community to not lose face if Russia decides not to attack, but it's real windy. Today is, right now anyway, it's Wednesday night, Wednesday morning in Ukraine. And supposedly, they were supposed to be getting attacked today. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. Yeah, it's way too windy, man. I'm gonna have to just wait it out. Maybe find some shade or some blocking. Otherwise, my stuff's just gonna get blown away. The mic is picking up on this. It's super windy. I guess, if you wake up in the morning and all the systems are okay, there's no war, I guess this wasn't going to happen on a Wednesday. But, yeah, I don't know. I really thought it was going to happen on Wednesday, I didn't doubt the projections. Maybe that's a little naive of me. But that just means that I'm just gonna have to go back to work in the morning. I was gonna have to go back to work in the morning anyway, but now nothing's happening, right? It is what it is. Nothing else really happened. The market was up like 400 points today, and it just stayed flat the whole day. There's no dive when Biden gave a talk at 3:30 Eastern. Oil went down a little bit. It was at 96 or something yesterday per barrel. or million barrels or whatever, BBL. That's just what I search, BBL. Crude BBL or whatever. Pulled up the first link and it was 96 yesterday. But it took like a 4% dive or something like that. Maybe 6%, I don't really remember. And so it's down to 92 or something. It's still in the low 90s, so it's not any better. But this is what happens. Foreign policy under Trump is chaotic, it's messy, it's crazy. But maybe that was a good thing, because we didn't have war looming, except for when he killed Soleimani. And now we do. And under Trump, oil was still pretty high, but it wasn't $96 high. So you get what you vote for, I suppose. There's a quote, I think, it's windy. There's a quote, I think, that belongs to Thiel. I can't pull up the source on it. I don't really remember where he said it. But he said something like, the president is the mayor of the country, but the dictator of the world, Very broad powers when it comes to foreign policy. One crazy idea that could come out of this normalcy, supposed normalcy, is that, if Biden really is this FDR kind of figure, we might actually have a declaration of war for once. We didn't have a declaration in Afghanistan or anything like that. But that just goes to show, how broad the war powers of the presidency are in the modern age, that basically the president can basically wage war without an official declaration or anything like that. I guess that's just how it is. It would be interesting. It'd be what the kids are calling a narrative violation or something like that, if we did declare war. But it seems pretty unlikely. But I'm still holding out. I'm crossing my fingers. There's just nothing to do in the modern age. Wind is dying down a little bit, so maybe I can get this done and maybe not, but maybe. I should have probably rolled it up when I was in my apartment, but that's the way it is. Maybe pick up some Rolly ASMR on the mic. Maybe not. I think that's probably good. I'm just gonna have to, put it back in the bag and try to roll it as I'm walking. But part of the, I don't know if the young adult experience these days is to, if you're a young adult in America and you want something to look forward to, you can always go into lots of debt and, basically try to figure out a way to get out of debt. And that should preoccupy your time pretty good, but if you're fiscally sound, financially conservative, I don't know, you don't really have much to do. you're a decent programmer, especially if you're a minority and you get some scholarships or whatever, you can graduate without any debt. And if you're smart, you can get a job and, automatically, I don't see any bonus at the end of the year, and 15% of my pre-tax income is already taken out, and I'm still swimming in cash. And so, you don't live in a crime-infested area, and it's not so bad. But you get bored pretty quickly. Nobody's really trying to sell you anything. The only things that are being sold are, financial products. You want somebody to sell you something, and you got to have mountains and mountains of debt. Think about the big companies being created now. It's like SoFi, which is like a thing for college students to get better rates on their student loans or whatever. And then on the other hand, you have things like crypto, and basically it's used by, these days anyway, it's used by poor people to, try to figure out a way to have a long shot of getting out of debt. But if you're not in any debt and you don't really you're not really strapped for cash, if you're being completely honest here, then none of these products really apply to you. What I do with it is, I put 15% into an index fund, like, you're supposed to. But then, that's really just a hedge against the rest of the money, whatever you do with it. And the rest I invest in risky assets because, it's fun to see the number go up. But I don't need the asset to be like crypto, where it's like, basically, if you're into crypto, I think, you're just waiting for a long shot, a second Bitcoin moment, and you're waiting to be able to finally pay off your student loans. I don't have any student loans, so instead of, when I first bought into Bitcoin, it was $400. Now it's like $40,000, and that's like it's a 100x improvement, or I don't really know percentage-wise what that would be. It's a 100x return on investment in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and I don't really need that. So I like when the number goes up. I don't like it when the number goes down, but I'm not hoping for a 100x return on investment. All somebody like me is hoping for is a little bit of excitement that won't automatically land me in trouble for sexual harassment or something not stupid like jumping off a cliff or a bridge or something like that. I'm not looking for that sort of thing. The sort of the age of pickup artistry really peaked in something like 2016, and before the whole modern age took off. I say modern, but you know what I mean, right? I'm looking for some risk without ruin, if you want to put it in a pithy statement. everybody's looking for these days, right? I could, thanks. Thank you. Too windy. It's too windy.
Yeah, it works. Work. There you go.
No, that's okay. Thank you. I'll just,
Work machine.
I'm okay.
I've got paint all over my hands. That's painting the bike.
Yeah? What kind of bike?
Painting the bike. Huh?
What kind of bike?
Just a cruiser, one of the cruisers, regular cruiser, things that go like that.
You painting to sell or?
Light it up. Now I was painting, but I had to stop because it got windy.
Yeah. It's real windy.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You can throw it when you're done. Yeah, you can throw it. All right.
Thanks, man. You too. Man, I would have offered him something, but I just got loose. I don't have any cigarettes on me. Yeah, but I don't know any, I don't really know any 22-year-old that they're not looking for a little risk in their life. I mean, if you think about, the way I think about it is that's really all guys are good for, right? We're loaded full of testosterone so we can take some risks. If that opportunity doesn't present itself, then you can go and look for it, I suppose, but you're not gonna find much unless you're like really out there, That's what the whole walking craze for me started off with. Just walking around my college town, just trying to inject some risk into your life. I'm sure the normal people who go to college or whatever, they're looking forward to their degree so they can pay off their debt, but I'm blessed with the opportunity to not have that problem. what's out there, you know?